once again, this is real lonely,
Wow,
real lonely.
that's some good singing, yo.
Alright, I am pizza. I am pizza, and
I'm
this
Wheezy.
is Weezy. We are Real Nerds Only. This is yet again another podcast to bring you more gaming news and entertainment information that you might want to know throughout the next coming days, weeks, if not months. So just kind of keep your heads up, listen very closely to what the both of us have to say. In that regard, as I am playing, I will be playing, or I'm sorry, as we are speaking, I'll bring up information that we will be speaking about so that way that you all are given facts, details about everything that is to come, so that way that you are not misinformed. Anything that you would like to go and check on your own, we will leave links for that down in the description. Also, if you can, just please leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, as well, because that does help our channel grow. Aside from that, starting off with today's news, Mike,
Grand
Mr.
Theft Auto,
Weezy.
Grand Theft Auto 6 rumors we hope are true. Grand Theft Auto 6 is a game surrounded by plenty of rumors, and quite a few of them make it sound like the game will be worth it the wait. For over 8 years, Rockstar managed to keep Grand Theft Auto 5 a trending game that continually tops sales charts, and it remains lucrative thanks to Grand Theft Auto Online. Although many gamers have spent hours upon hours in Los Santos, which remains impressively detailed open world even by modern standards, plenty more have been desperate for the next installment of Grand Theft Auto series. Fortunately, after plenty of secrecy, Rockstar has confirmed that the next Grand Theft Auto game is in development. No official information has been released about Grand Theft Auto 6, but that has not stopped gamers from speculating and rumors from flourishing. Some rumors have been wild and are unlikely to be true. However, others seem to make a little too much sense. While presenting some ideas that will work well in Grand Theft Auto game, all of the rumors floating around, there are a few that would undoubtedly ensure that Grand Theft Auto 6 is a generation-defining game. Perhaps most enduring rumor is Grand Theft Auto 6 will be taking place in Vice City, so much that many have begun simply assume that this is true. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, originally released in 2002, first introduced gamers to the fictional state of Vice City, which is based in the 1980s Miami. It has since become iconic thanks to how well Rockstar crafted and satirized the atmosphere, aesthetics of the time. So it's not surprising that the gamers would be clamoring to return to it. However, if rumors are true, GTA 6 Vice City will not be restricted to single period. According to some leakers, GTA 6 will take place over multiple periods, allowing gamers to experience the Vice City in the different decades. Grand Theft Auto leaker at Onion 00048 has made several claims about GTA 6 on Twitter, stating that the game will take place in Vice City chiefly. Although Liberty City will make an appearance in the prologue and the epilogue, the leaker also claims that the game will be split into time periods, with the first half taking place in 1985 and the second half occurring in the modern day. That's going to be amazing. This addition would help to make Grand Theft Auto 6 feel like a next generation game. Rockstar has demonstrated that it is capable of exploring ways a location can change over time, and this idea is toyed with in Red Dead Redemption 2, where change in the end of the era of Outlaws is central theme. Consequently, as the game progresses, players see how industrialization slowly takes over the American landscape. The epilogue, which takes place in 1907, almost a decade after the events of main portion of the game, illustrates the passage of time well by showing the ways businesses have been erected and once familiar locations are different. It says this is another news related to it. Grand Theft Auto 6 absence gives Saints Row time to shine. That's gonna be interesting. Rockstar could build on what it learned with Red Dead Redemption 2 and make Vice City feel more alive by showing players how location changes over time physically and socially. It will also help the game to feel more realistic, as even Miami is vastly different place compared to what it is in the 1980s. Grand Theft Auto 6 revamp wanted the system. Wanted system. They wanted to revamp the wanted system.
Huh.
One of the most iconic aspects of Grand Theft Auto series is the cat and mouse game that gamers can play with the cops. If a player is found breaking the law, the cops begin to chase. This chase is like in real life can end with a simple arrest or it can escalate, turning from a foot chase into a high-speed car chase featuring multiple vehicles and tons of exchange gunfire. It is an essential aspect of Grand Theft Auto experience, and there can be tons of fun had trying to stay alive as helicopters and armored vehicles unleashed a shower of bullets. The warning system is not perfect, however, police can be far too aggressive at times, even for the most minor infractions. As a result, mere fender benders can turn into violent interactions with the law. Fortunately, some rumors claim that the warning system and police behavior will be receiving a drastic overhaul in GTA 6. These rumors have been further spurred by Rockstar presentation at the game's developer conference (GDC) in 2021, where the studio outlined some AI changes coming into the future games. Rockstar revealed that it will be making use of the machine learning with its AI, as well as improving the responsiveness and quality of human and animals. That's gonna be dope.
Huh.
Once again, Rockstar can take some cues from Red Dead Redemption 2. That's what I was thinking. Where law enforcement is a little more realistic for minor crimes, players can simply surrender and be sent off with a warning. Players can also evade the police by changing their appearance. Similarly, in GTA 6, players should be able to settle minor crimes with just fines or a warning. Furthermore, police should continue investigating crimes even after the chase is over, forcing players to constantly change their appearance to evade arrest. A sprinkling of corrupt police who can be bribed or should also be present just to give them the same just to give the game some added realism.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. There are plenty more rumors around, including claims that Grand Theft Auto 6 will feature a female protagonist, and the weather will play a huge role. So they tackling that too. All these ideas are exciting, and if there is a company that is capable of pulling off highly ambitious project, it is certainly Rockstar. After the long wait of Grand Theft Auto 6, gamers understandably have the expectations high. By allowing gamers to explore different periods and overhauling one system to make interaction with the police more dynamic, with a more gentle escalation of force, Rockstar can assure that GTA 6 is every bit as impactful as its predecessors have been in gaming, and that's what
Hmm.
it's all about right now.
Yeah, it's
So,
semi
what you think
sad.
about that?
A side comment about
Like,
the police being a major issue within the game of Grand Theft Auto
yeah,
Online. So there's been this whole spiel about doing a minor thing and then the police don't even try to pull through to arrest you. They immediately go through to shoot you. So you could legit probably like just accidentally tap their car on
hmm
accident just by driving too fast. They don't try to pull you over for speeding. They're already holding you at gunpoint. Like there's always a fact on that. So it really sucks. But that's just how
uh,
violent and crazy the game was, and that's just how it will continue to be and how it will remain. So until they decide to go on ahead and make changes,
They try to make it like a real punishment, like how it is in real life and all that. Of
right?
course, there's so much more they can ask for. I've been thinking about it, but hey, we'll see what they bring to the table. Yo.
It's definitely
That's
gonna be
gonna be
tough. But
um. They got the Xbox Game Pass family plan for 5 people in 2022. According to sources, a 5-person family plan for Xbox Game Pass is expected to be introduced in 2022, with the opportunity to purchase the plan being available later this year. This would allow a group of users to share access to the video game service at the same time. According to a report from Windows Central, Microsoft has been considering introducing a family plan for some time, but there were a number of issues that needed to be resolved internally, including how copyright would be divided and how third-party publishers would be compensated for subscribers who weren't present on single-player plans. Microsoft appeared to have finalized the specifics and will release them later this year, according to the recent reports. The family plan will use Microsoft Family Account system that is currently in for Office 365. A single Xbox Game Pass family plan subscription will allow up to 5 players from the same nation to enjoy the whole library. Although it appears to be more expensive premium tier inside the Game Pass membership, it is still far less than expensive than the total cost of paying for 5 different ones separately. The pricing of the family subscription, for example, is still up in the air, and certain specifics need to be worked out. There are also some important data that are lacking, such as precise cost of family plan. Also uncertain is if there will be separate plans for Xbox and PC Game Pass, or whether the family plan would be an exclusive feature for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate customers. Microsoft isn't the only company that has altered its subscription offering. Earlier this week, Sony revealed that it will be expanding its PlayStation Plus service to include 3 more tiers for subscribers, thus creating a Game Pass that would, in theory, compete with Xbox Game Pass program. But hey, the fact that the Game Pass may now be shared with friends is a welcome development.
I agree.
And right now, also the hardware chart. Somebody just spoke about this earlier. Of course, we're looking at PlayStation and Xbox because they the one that kept it, home base. So, but Xbox is selling more than PlayStation fives right now. If you want to see the numbers on that, definitely check the chart that is, supposedly placed there 16 hours ago when I screenshotted it. Sold a lot, 79,593, yo. That's a lot of systems that have been sold in America.
Sounds like it.
But of course, in Japan, which struck me, and I'm not surprised, they sold 16,000 in Japan, like PlayStation, and then we only sold, wow, 1,993 systems, and for the Xbox in Japan. Amazing. And the United Nations, they got 140. Then they got 629. Like, and then they got 139. For the PlayStation. So if you want to look at that, that's amazing. Like, it's in the thousand. But I would think there would be more. But they haven't been making as many systems, and I think they just started doing that again, to where people might start buying this stuff.
Well,
Um,
I'm sure they have their reasons or they'll figure something out. It's not gonna be like this
but
forever.
mhm. um, the GPD WinMax2. I don't know if you want to post the specs of it, but I think it's going to be amazing because they're gonna have a pen with it for the first time, and I think GPD is the first one tackling that. Because like the Note, usually the phone is usually doing that, but now for the gaming system, I think they're the first to take advantage of that because they want people to use it like a real computer, like that for artists like us, to get involved in. And I think that's going to be different. So I'm wondering how that's going to be compared to the AO Neo. But you want to post the specs, please post the specs and
Yeah.
check that out. Gaming systems are coming in stock again. That's what I was just throwing. And then PlayStation Boss has confirmed that more acquisitions are on the way. This past week, PlayStation President CEO Jim Ryan announced that much anticipated PlayStation Plus revamp this June. A new subscription service will be launched with 3 tiers, even though it won't feature day one's release of its exclusives, unlike Microsoft rival service against the Game Pass. PlayStation needs to change that. There's a lot of people still, wanting like those older games that they used to play back in the day. They, remaster that. Probably would definitely come up, and after that it's going to probably either be equal or they might take advantage of the Game Pass.
I agree.
The PlayStation got some good games. I ain't going to sleep on PlayStation.
I mean,
Um,
PlayStation's got some pretty decent games. I'm not gonna lie.
Fire.
They
I
got some
still
good
want the
exclusives too. I wish they had more on Xbox, but it is what it
I
is.
still want that Honor joint. You know that Honor game?
Honor.
The call it not For Honor, but that Jet Li game with Honor.
You talking about the one that was put down like a
Yeah.
long time ago?
Still want that joint, yo. I still love that game. Like, miss that. You know what I'm talking about. It got Honor in it. That's all I know, and I still miss that
I
game.
remember.
Oh man, I used to play that a lot. That was like if they had to bring anything back, I hope they bring that game back. Like if anything, because it's almost like Sifu. If you play Sifu,
I want
it's
to
just
play
like
that
that.
so bad.
Yeah.
I need to see when and if they've already dropped it because I want to play it. Game
Um,
sounds and looks super dope, and I like it.
let me see. They got the AMD 2.0. We bringing this back up again. Like, I wish they would put this on like the handheld if that's possible. I don't know if that's possible, but if they put the AMD 2.0 on like the AO Neo next, that would be wonderful. I wonder because they doing it for the Xbox.
No
The
surprise there.
next,
It's got the specs for it.
yeah, and that's going to change the graphics tremendously. So I definitely want to see that happen if they do that for the handheld or at least for the GPD WinMax2. They still going to add that, especially since they also adding like the video camera to it and everything. That's the reason I want to wait for that. But of course, I also want to get the El Neo next. But it's like that's a hard decision. Like I need some release dates for that. You know what I'm saying? Like don't let me waste my money when y'all got something better coming out. And after that, like how money don't stick with you forever unless you got it like that. But yeah, I'm trying to get some quick, fast, in a hurry. But if they do that, that would be dope. They got Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide releasing September 13, 2022. I don't know if you play Warhammer. That's like a PC game. But that game is fire, supposedly, because I had a friend that I worked with at Lowe's. I think his name was Alan. I didn't even find him again. I wanted to announce that even to him. But he used to play that a lot, I remember. He used to always talk about that. I never got into it, but I seen him playing, like, he showed me like gameplays of when he was on it. It did look interesting. So I'm pretty sure this game is gonna be a game changer.
For real.
And then they got that new show called Moon Knight. I wanna freaking watch that joint. That's gonna be on Disney Plus. That joint look fire. And then they got the new VR too. PlayStation got a new VR coming out.
I don't want it. There's too many VR headsets that are doing way above and beyond what they could be at this point. The Vive, the Oculus Rift, like they're doing so much better than PlayStation is, and there's no surprise why because they're literally done on the computer. PlayStation's only got so much that they could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But however, I will say they do have the PlayStation 5 now. You know, their specs are
Yeah.
updated, they are upgraded. Um,
Yeah.
it being a VR ready system is cool or whatever, but it still has its limitations. So, with that being said, 5, Oculus Rift, and then so many other VR things that are up to coming, like that'll completely blow your mind. I saw somebody using, I guess, a virtual reality glove, and they were able to manipulate being able to use every individual finger and then
Mm-hmm.
put their hands and move them in different ways that they can't do with I guess, what is it? There's another thing that's out there, and I completely forgot what it was, but it allows you
Who
to
made
move your
it?
fingers too. Hmm?
Who made it? Like, it allows your finger. I
Yeah,
think I know you.
it allows you to move your fingers and whatever, but it's very limited. It doesn't give you
Mm-hmm.
the full flexibility of using your hand as you do in real time. But this glove specifically lets you move like every ligament in your fingers and in your hands like so freely, and it's really dope. Kind of like it.
Talk about using the back of your brain, yo. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The P, they got like they said that they added the 3.6 faster eye tracking technology to the PlayStation VR too. So it's already out apparently. I just never seen it or got to use it. So it's just like what's out of mind is out of sight. You know what I'm saying? So but according to a Unity panel at GDC 2022, the overall performance of the PSVR 2 specs has been greatly enhanced using a combination of eye tracking and field of view technology,
Oh.
utilizing a technique called foveated rendering. It reduces strain on the virtual reality's headset processing without impacting graphics too harshly. How does foveated rendering help improve the performance of PSVR's 2 specs? Foveated rendering sounds like a loaded, extremely technical term, and it is. But all this basically means is that the headset opts not to render graphics beyond your peripheral vision. Eye tracking technology takes that one step further by capturing where you are looking in the field of view, thereby allowing the headset to use foveated rendering dynamically as you change your perspective. Well, yeah, and the idea is that you are not going to miss what you can't see anyway. Interesting. According to Unity's panel as relayed Android Central, this technique bolsters the already amazing PSVR's 2 specs and keeps them in step with the Quest headset, which also use foveated rendering. If both eye tracking and foveated rendering are applied correctly, the panel says that GPU frame times are up to 3.6 faster. Foveated rendering alone only gets it up to 2.5 faster. To prove its point, the Unity panel used a VR Alchemy demo with dynamic lighting and shadows to show that these techniques reportedly dropped the frame time to 33.2 ms to 14.3 ms. On top of that, a 4K spaceship demo showed that the CPU thread performance was 32% faster. All told, with these enhancements, it's no surprise that the game developers were extremely impressed with the PSVR 2 headset behind closed doors. Beyond PSVR 2 specs, eye tracking will assist your experience with any game on the headset. For instance, by letting you pick up a magnify an item you're looking at. If you are looking straight at the NPC, the character can react to your gaze without you having to make a prompt. It's going to be impressive, I see.
Right.
And then Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Live Gold price increases reportedly coming soon.
Boo! Boo!
There's an increase coming, man. I'm sorry.
No, no,
I know.
no more,
That's crazy, bro.
no more.
That's crazy.
We ain't need no more increases. That is so
They about to
stupid.
do that. They about
Why
to
they
do
why
that,
they
man.
why they take my money, man?
Oh, they be wilding.
What they
That's
need all
crazy.
that? They don't need all that.
Well, they said a new Xbox report claims that Microsoft is planning to get rid of Xbox Live Gold in favor of making Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. The $15 version of Xbox Game Pass, which bundles in Xbox Live Gold, the base tier of Xbox Game Pass, and the only way to subscribe to Xbox Live Gold. What does this mean? Well, it means the $15 version of Xbox Game Pass will become the cheapest tier, replacing the current $10 tier. Meanwhile, Xbox Gold access would increase from $5 a month to $15 a month.
The
The
cheapest
report,
tier. Yeah, right.
no, that's the
Yeah,
report comes the way of Xbox Insider journalist Brad Sams, who claims Microsoft is aiming to combine the two subscription service into one service. To this end, Sam suggests this could all happen when Xbox pricey acquisitions of Activision Blizzard is completed. I've heard that Microsoft is contemplating figuring out how to raise the price of these services, Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass, to include the Gold so that $15 per month is a new baseline. Meaning you get Game Pass and you also get Xbox Gold. They trying to make everybody get that. And that the only tiers said Sam's via pure Xbox. It would not surprise me if when Microsoft closes this acquisition of Activision, they actually raised that base floor up price of how much it's going to cost to get into their service. For now, this is the extent of the report, which of course should be taken hold on, should be taken grain of salt. Even if everything here is accurate, it also subject to change, but it lines up to rumblings that we heard, which is Microsoft isn't sure what to do with Xbox Live Gold and has been exploring ways to increase the price of Xbox Game Pass. This thing over here acting silly. It would make sense for the solutions to both of these problems to be a single shared solution. At the moment of publishing, Microsoft has not addressed the report and the speculation it has created for a variety of reasons. We don't anticipate this changing, but it does. We will be sure to update the story accordingly in the meantime. And as always, feel free to share your thoughts and hot takes in the comments sections as altern- alternatively hit me up on Twitter.
no
Word.
problem.
Alternatively, hit me up on Twitter, Tyler Fisher, and let me know over there what to do and you think of this new report. Is
How to
this the
spell
right
that?
course of action for Xbox? Tyler Fisher, yo. If you want that, is at TYLER underscore FISCHER underscore. And you could definitely talk to him about everything that y'all feel about that because basically they just want to give everybody the pleasure of the game pass since not everybody, is included in that. So they trying to make people more included in this gaming, you know, acquisitions, I guess, more seriously. So it's gonna be different, yo. And they got PlayStation shutting down popular PS4 game this year.
What game? Hold on. What game? It better not be. What game is it?
About against. So PlayStation is shutting down servers of one of its popular PS4 exclusives this September, last console generation. Many of the best games were PS4 exclusive of PS4 exclusive or PS between the likes of Bloodborne, God of War, The Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted 4, Persona 5, Marvel's Spider-Man, that's crazy, Ghost of Tsushima, and Final Fantasy Remake, VI2, you know what I'm saying? The V2 remake. Ain't that 15 or something?
My heart.
I don't know.
My heart.
But PlayStation was firing on all cylinders. Most of these compelling PS4 exclusives were narrative driven, single player games, but it did dabble in multiplayer. Here and there, one example of the latter, which also happens to be one of the most prominent examples, is Everybody Golf, which wasn't a mega success, but it certainly had and has its fans. Unfortunately, its servers are shutting down. Very
Oh.
quietly, and using Japanese branch of PlayStation, Sony has announced that on September 30th, 2022, the servers of Everybody Golf will cease to exist, leaving owners of the game with no other option but to enjoy the game offline, which is an option, but it's not the allure for many. Allure for many. Thank you for your continued enjoyment of PlayStation 4 software, Everybody's Golf. Reads a brief statement that accompanies the news. As September 30th, 2022, we have decided to terminate the online service of Everybody's Golf. We would like to thank all the management teams for enjoying the online play of this game for a long time since service started on August 31st, 2017. You can continue to enjoy the offline gameplay even after the online service ends. So they talking about a golf game.
Right. Well, that's how it is. I guess.
Right, so I think you be alright from that. You don't play no golf.
Hell no. I play hockey. Or at least I used to.
Right. Word.
Things have changed since then. But very interesting news there.
Oh, today is yesterday. PS5 restarts Target, GameStop, PS Direct, and more expected to drop this week, April 4th through April 10th. So they got a PS5 restart right now. So if you want to get you one, this is the best time to do it until April 10th.
Hmm. Okay, okay.
Right. And Sony is buying Activision. Sony buying Activision is a monopoly. Supposedly, that's what I've learned.
Yeah, right.
They said because got that going on where they trying to get involved with this deal with what Microsoft got going on with the Activision and Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly something is going on in the matter. And I was like, I don't know how that's going to work. What's going on, but that's what's taking place.
Hmm.
Um, Pokemon Legends Arceus reportedly getting long-awaited features soon. I've been waiting on that, yo. Finally, like some DLC for the new Pokemon, yo. I need that. Pokemon Legends Arceus is reportedly getting a long-awaited feature soon. The newest Pokemon game has been out on Nintendo
Excuse me.
Switch for 2 months. According to the game's 82 Metacritic score, and according to how many copies it's been selling, Game Freak got a lot right with the game. They did. However, that doesn't mean there's not plenty of room for improvement and additions, because there is. For example, some fans of the game continue to wait for the Pokemon Home update. Oh my god, that's I hope they make it like Pokemon Bank a little bit because that was the joint on freaking 3DS. According new to a new report, these fans won't have to wait for much longer. Taking a Twitter, a prominent Pokemon and Nintendo insider, Samus Hunter, recently teased that the update is coming this month with an announcement on the horizon. Not only, but apparently, same update is also coming to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl very soon as well. I was told back in February and had mentioned it a while back in a comment that the Pokemon Home update for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Legends Arceus compatibility was scheduled for April, said Samus Hunter. So I think this announcement could be coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think this is going to be awesome because like on the 3DS, if I could have saved like a majority of those Pokemon that I had like back in the day, I think this will be the time for them to do that type of, work, because I hate having to find that Pokemon again, train that Pokemon again, and try to do that over and over. I at least lost Pokemon at least like 5, 6, 10, 20 times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to where I had to keep doing it over and over, and to where the game is so good you can't help but to keep doing it again. But after a while, it does become straining, and it does become time wasting and all that stuff. Like my friend, I don't know how he does it, but he catches all the Pokemon. Now he could sit on Pokemon, I guess, for hours. For me, I could do that, but see, that's too time consuming for me when I put in that work to you already catch it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not helpful at all. So I hope with this home, like they add like way for you to always keep your Pokemon forever, where it just, even if they make a new Nintendo Switch, they go to the next, phase. I'm able to, bring the Pokemon over, and I can just save it there. So, and it's not like a complicated type, application where it should automatically know that I would want to do this, because I think every Pokemon player will want to do this because they want to save their Pokemon. They don't want to keep catching it over and over. And apparently, y'all gonna keep creating new Pokemon, so y'all gonna keep complicating it. After a while, y'all gonna start losing people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people want to buy this new Pokemon that's gonna be coming out, the Violet and Scarlet, because they like the new Arceus. Arceus was perfect to people. And then, like I said, like you gotta catch them all in order to really enjoy the game to the fullest extent. So make it where I'm not having to start over, yo. Like I feel like my godfather freaking took the Pokemon game because he didn't think I really took it serious or something, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom ex husband, like that game disappeared. Like stuff disappeared for no reason. I should be able to save it through the software, like how I'm doing right now with the Xbox. Um, Even though I have an Xbox and all that stuff, everything is still saved online. So if I get a new Xbox, all I had to do is have like a strong memory bank, and I could download everything. And now I could just get back on the game, and I don't have to start over. Like everything is right there, and I could just keep moving forward instead of backwards. So hopefully this, is being heard and understood like that. So they doing that with Pokemon. Please do that. Um, Sony finally announces major acquisitions. So all week, fans has been expecting major announcements out of Sony. It began with a wild rumor spinning out of control. A few potential rumors heard by the right people, and one real announcement. And the next thing you know, many were curious whether Sony was acquiring Konami. They've been speaking about that today. From software or others this week or not. Sony did reveal some major PS Plus changes, but apparently it wasn't enough as fans began to lose faith in the final week of March was ending. Sony delivered that long awaited announcement. Sony has made a new massive acquisition that could very well shake up the entire industry. Previously, it had announced some major acquisitions like the Returnal developer, House Marquee, Demon Souls remake, the developer Bluepoint Games, Destiny 2. Oh my god, I hope 3 coming out soon. Developer Bungie and the Jade Raymond's Haven Studio. This one trumps them all and could change the entire landscape of PS4 and PS5 releases for the next several years. And that acquisition, Sony latest and greatest, is the franchise restaurant chain Olive Garden. Oh yeah, they gonna have to definitely get that Konami deal, yo.
I agree.
Hopefully sooner than later. Like they was talking about that today. I don't know if they gonna get it, but they trying to compete with Xbox. They need to get the best developers involved with them and all that stuff. So I want to see a comeback happen. I would love to see PlayStation make a comeback because you know they got that potential. You know what I mean? So it's like people. I don't want to see them fail. I want to see them win. So Xbox could take it up a notch. It's like DBZ. Like anytime Goku gets stronger, Vegeta gets stronger. You know what I'm saying? And then Sometimes Vegeta surpasses Goku, and then Goku like, hold up, and then it's like boom. It's like that's how Xbox and PlayStation are. Like, they really, you know, inspire each other in that type of manner. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see that happen. Um, Nintendo Switch Online surprises fans with stealth Super Nintendo releases. Let me see what this is about. Last night, Nintendo revealed a trio of new additions for Nintendo Switch Online, SNES, and NES apps. However, once the apps were updated, users noticed that Earthworm Jim 2 was not the only new addition to the SNES app.
Super
Nintendo
Nintendo.
also added two SP versions of Super Punch Out and Super Mario World. The special versions of the two games allow players to enjoy all the content unlocked from the start. It's a neat way for players to experience everything these games have to offer, even if they don't have the time to put in unlocking everything. These SP releases have been somewhat common on the Nintendo Switch Online on the SNES app. Both Super Metro and Super Mario Kart both previously received SP versions on the NES app. There have been far more offerings, including SP versions of the Super Mario Bros. 3, Kirby's Adventure, Zelda 2, and the Adventure of Link, Blaster Master, and more. It's nothing too significant, but it does give players something extra to check out. It's unclear why Super Nintendo didn't include these SP releases in this announcement, but it should prove a nice extra for subscribers. Nintendo Switch Online has built up a respectable library for the last few years, and while there might not be as many games as fans would prefer to see, it's hard to overstate that the number of quality games in that can be played by subscribers. The NES and SNES
Right, I'm here.
both had impressive libraries, and now that those that have Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack can also check out the games that first released on Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis.
Alright.
Hopefully, we'll continue to see a steady stream of content for all those consoles over the coming years. There have been rumors that Nintendo could add even more past systems in the future, including the Game Boy. That would certainly be awesome to see.
Oh my god.
But for now, fans will just have to settle for what's currently available. Do you plan on checking out the SP version of these games?
Oh,
Which games would you most like to see added to the SNES app? Let us know in the comments or share the thoughts directly at Twitter. Marka the Champ. Oh my bad, Mark the Champ at to talk all these things about games. That's at MARCDA
bye.
MARCDA Champ MARCDACHAMP. So for those that really want to see a certain game that will come out on the Nintendo, check that out. And Rockstar Games responds to GTA Online bans for PlayStation for playing GTA 5 story mode. That makes sense. Rockstar Games responds to GTA Online bans for playing GTA 5 story mode.
Oh, he finna cheat. Hey yo.
Back on March 24th, we relayed word that GTA Online players were getting banned for playing GTA 5 story mode. A week later, Rockstar Games have finally responded to these reports, acknowledging the problem. If you missed the original reports, players were reporting that they were receiving an alert screen when trying to enter the GTA Online from GTA 5 story mode, saying that the users have been banned. That said, according to Rockstar Games, players aren't actually getting banned. We are aware of an issue where Grand Theft Auto 5, where players on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS who switched to GTA Online The character will are presented with an alert screen indicating that they are banned as a result of an error communicating with Rockstar Game Services. The statement, please be assured that the players are not being banned as a result of encountering this message.
Again?
If you attempt to join GTA Online via landing page of pause menu, you will see a more accurate message in the event of an error communicating with Rockstar Game Services or connecting to GTA Online. Are you even recording this anymore?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I'm getting beat up by a dragon.
Oh my god. Note, banned messages which appear in other contexts are not affected and accurately reflected the status of the associated account. So when will this problem be fixed? Rockstar Games doesn't say right now. The problem is seemingly still the problem. There is no word of when will this change, and there is no word what is triggering this issue. So what we do now is this problem is limited to PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series X. So stay tuned on that. A lot going on that behalf. And Xbox Game Pass is taking a feature from Netflix. That's just a whole nother story. That's yeah.
It better be what they took away from the get-go. You know what I'm talking about?
What they take?
Remember that?
The Halo.
No, you remember that old thing that Xbox used to do when they allowed people to come into the same room and watch stuff?
Oh, you talking about the whole movie room where everybody was like
Yes.
watching at the same time?
I
Oh,
missed
that would
it
be
so
nice.
much, and I wish that they would bring that back because
I know what you mean.
it was so nice when they did that.
Yeah. I don't know why they took that away either. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Like, I just want them to bring it back if it's not too much to ask. Like, that's one of those really nice features that Xbox had that really put them ahead of the game as far as like just bringing people and friends together on Xbox. Like, that's a cool little thing to do. It's an all-in-one entertainment system. Give more entertainment. Give us more accessibility to be able to do things like that, and then you have like a really stupid cool system. But
Cool.
they're being stingy.
Wow.
Why y'all do that, man? Why y'all do that?
They said Phil Spencer wants to be buried in the Xbox Series X fridge.
What the heck? You stupid. I'm done.
He was.
We might be done
I'm
with
done,
this.
bro.
We might be done with
Word.
this.
And that's all the gaming news right then and there, yo. That's how we end it. And that's all the gaming news I got. Of course, there's more news about it, but I'll say that for another day. If you want to read that, you can leave that in the the link below, because that's OD, man.
That's pretty funny.
He wildin'.
Uh,
But yeah, and that's all the news. So for everybody that enjoyed this video, stay tuned for the next one. This is Pizza, and this is Weezy over here. And then if you enjoyed this video, make sure you tap that like button. Also, please subscribe. We need more subscribers so we can, indulge in this work that we can do so easily if, y'all support us. We love y'all. Hope to, speak to y'all again next week, and stay tuned. God bless. Real Nerds Only out.